Hey, it's Tina Lorraine, your certified abundant mind and love coach. And I'm coming on for the series Damage While Dating. And today we're going to be talking about deciding to leave a toxic partner. Deciding to leave a toxic partner. So, yeah, we're going to be, again, a little bit serious today, guys, because we have to make hard decisions every day. And deciding or choosing to leave someone that you've maybe been dating for a while and has gotten serious, maybe you're exclusively dating them, maybe you're living with them, maybe you're engaged to them, but there's just something not quite right. They're not making you feel good. That GPS, that spiritual Holy Spirit GPS is going, and you're not quite sure why you're not feeling right. I kind of want to discuss some of the ways that we can know whether or not we should leave, that we have when we have to make that decision. It's not an easy decision, but there's many things in life, as we know, that are not just easy decisions. Life in general is not easy, so it's not going to be easy when we have to decide whether or not someone is really good for us. And it might be some major red flags that you're noticing, or it just might be that this person is just not compatible. Can't talk. It's too late at night. They couldn't, it just could be they're not compatible to your dreams and goals and visions. And so that might be why you're feeling off. But we're going to talk about it today. And I have a new ebook, my dears, my loves, my friends. It is called Tag Him and Bag Him, 5 Steps to Make Him Your Ex. And I did a reel about it today. I was making a little light fun of it. You know how I am. I have to do that sometimes because I deal with heavy issues that we generally don't want to talk about. But, sometimes you have to make light of them. Sometimes you have to have fun with them. And sometimes when we can laugh about things that are not so funny, it helps us to be, it takes the load off when we have to make those tough decisions. So the first decision we have to make is whether or not we want to, deciding to leave a toxic partner. And so I have my notes over here because I want to make sure I give you everything that I got. And thank you, Keisha. How are you this evening? So, yes, it is a hard decision to make. Is it an impossible decision to make? No, it's not. Why am I saying it's not impossible? If you are a spirit-led person, that all things are possible with God. So first of all, I don't want you to feel like in making this decision that it's an impossible decision to make, because it's not. All things are possible with God. So therefore, you are capable of making this decision to leave this person. You're always capable. You're always equipped. God never leaves you nor forsakes you. So you're always capable of making the hard choices. And I know this is a hard choice, but this is a choice that you have to make to better yourself. And this is the thing that I really want us to understand about this. When I started to heal from my sexual trauma, my toxic sexual trauma, all the abuse I suffered for years, emotional abuse, physical abuse. I don't put up with a whole bunch of mess like that. But when I had to understand, and I want you to understand, that although you are deciding or making a decision about leaving a toxic partner, I want you to understand that you are also toxic. You're toxic, and it's the most important reason why you should leave a toxic partner, because you won't get any better with someone who's just like you. And I know that is hard to hear. It's a hard pill to swallow. I'm saying it in love, of course, but I'm saying it in truth because I was that person too. Did I know that I was the toxic person at the time when I was leaving? No. My focus was on getting away from the person who was making me hurt, who was abusing me, who was manipulating me, who was putting hands on me, who was doing those things. So my focus was on self-preservation at the time. But once I made a decision to leave, and I did make that decision, guys, then the mirror got turned on me, and I had to start asking those hard questions like, how come I didn't even see the toxicity? How come I didn't see the red flags? How come I was not aligned to that Holy Spirit GPS that was telling me no? I mean, eventually I was, because that's why I left. But this is what I want you to understand, is that you are toxic as well. It's not just, even though I made this book and it says, tag him and bag him 5 steps to make him your ex. I know I'm saying him, but that's because my main audience are women. But you can, switch it out if you're the male on the other side. I know I'm saying it's the other person, but it's you too. One of you has to make a decision to leave. And if you're the one feeling the feelings, if you're the one feeling uneasy, if you're feeling that something is off, then you're the person that has to make that hard choice. Because 9 times out of 10, when you're in a toxic relationship, the other person, if they're not really on that road of healing, if they're so steeped in their toxicity that they're comfortable with their trauma, then they're not going to be looking to change. And so if you're the one that's feeling like something is off, something is wrong, that this isn't right on some level, then you're the one who's going to have to make that decision, okay? So like I said before, I had to make the decision. I've had to make the decision several times before I became healed, guys. So I'm not talking to you like I don't know. When I had my second, I was married and I'm living in another state, and I had to make that decision. I had to make the decision that it was time to go, because I saw, God showed me, I don't know if you've ever gotten those visions, guys, where it's like you can see your life from beginning to end, and it all happens really fast. That's what happened to me. God showed me that if I had stayed with my husband at the time, that my life was going to end up in a path of destruction, and so was my kids. And I could not ignore that. And so you might even question yourself and go, how do I really know I'm supposed to leave? And I can answer that and tell you, just like God showed me, God is showing you. We always know enough from our intuition. We always know enough from our intuition, even if we aren't aligned or actively practicing self-awareness or actively practicing mindfulness. We still know, because God never leaves us nor forsakes us. So if God never leaves us or forsakes us, that's why we have intuition. This is why we have the Holy Spirit. This is why we have that GPS that tells us, hey, this person is not good for you. So let's recap really quick before I go into the next step. How do you make a decision to leave a toxic ex? Is first of all knowing that you're just as toxic as they are, but you're the one who's getting the signals to leave, because you're the one who's somewhat attuned to your gut instinct, your GPS. So don't look to the other person. If God is giving you the warning signals, then guess what? You're going to have to make the decision. But you have to understand, you will get no better if you stay in it. You will not get any better if you stay in it. And God clearly showed me that when I was with my husband. It's like, you're not going to get any better, and your children are not going to have a great life if you stay. And so I had to have enough sense to leave. And I did. I had to move back in with my parents at the time. And that was not, something I wanted to do. But I had to humble myself. And some of you might have to humble yourself in your situation. You have to put down that ego sometimes, okay? So, thank you, Freddie. God never leaves us nor forsakes us, and understand that. If you believe that, then you know that those warning signs you are getting, it is God. Those warning signs that you get through your emotions. You don't feel right. You feel off. You feel sick to your stomach when you're around this person. These are some of the signs. You don't feel safe. You feel uneasy. If you're used to physical and verbal and emotional abuse, you might have gotten so used to it that you feel numb to it. But you don't stop feeling uneasy. You don't stop feeling off. You don't stop feeling sick. That type of stuff doesn't just happen, because that would mean that God has forsaken you. And we all know that God has not forsaken us. So understand that those signals that you get through your body is a way that God communicates to us that things are unsafe, that you don't need to be around this person. Whether you're the female in the relationship that needs to leave, or whether you're the male in the relationship that needs to leave. Either way, your trauma will make you feel like you should stay. Your damaged mind will tell you that what you are feeling is fake. Your damaged mind will tell you that the red flags you see are just normal. A victim's mindset, which is what I had when I was, when I was going through all this. I had a victim's mindset because when you're the victim of sexual abuse and you've been victimized in some way, then that is what becomes normal to you. We've talked about this several times. It becomes your normal, but it's not the truth. It's not God's truth. Because God doesn't have trauma. God does not have toxicity. So when we experience those things, it's because it's due to our experience and who we socialize with, and how we're raised, how we're socialized, who we date, who our friends are. When we experience things that are not aligned to love, aligned to peace, it comes from our trauma or our delusion or what we've experienced. So a victim's mindset will tell you that being verbally abused is okay, that it's, everybody does it. And especially if you're, a black person, Lord, it'll tell you, well, black people are hard, things like that. And I'm not a hard type of person. I never have been. So I don't subscribe to stereotypes. Everybody's traumatic. Everybody has to be hard. No one needs to be talking to you in an abrasive manner. No one needs to be putting their hands on you. No one needs to be sexually abusing you. These are not normal states. These are things that happen from toxic, damaged people. And it's also, no one should be cussing you out. No one should be calling out your name. No one should be belittling you or manipulating your emotions in any way. That is not of God. And when you don't feel right about those things, that is God communicating to you that is not the best that God has for you, and that you don't have to settle. You don't have to be in that relationship. So this is what I want us to understand about this, is when you're making a decision to leave a toxic partner, please love yourself enough to know that your spiritual GPS is telling you to leave. And you have to be aligned to love. But you can't get on the other side of better until you leave that person. Because that person is just going to drag you down, especially if they're comfortable in their own toxicity. God has given you enough of a warning. God has given you enough of awareness that if you're the one that's feeling that it's time to go, then you need to make that happen. Okay? So I want you to ask these questions when you're in your quiet time. Because, like I said, your trauma or your damage will tell you that what you are encountering in this relationship is normal. And I want you to, the quickest way I can tell you on whether or not you should make this decision is, however this person is treating you, is that the way that God would treat you? What are the characteristics of God? The characteristics of God come from a place of peace and love. If this person is disrupting your peace, your emotional state, your mental state, physically abusing you, verbally abusing you, belittling you, or constant debating with you, constantly arguing with you, never has your back for anything, just not emotionally available. These are all signs, and it's not normal. Don't convince yourself that it is normal, because it's not normal. And you deserve better, but you have to know you deserve better. And at the beginning of this, you have to know that if you're with a toxic person, it means that you are toxic too. But you have enough self-awareness to get away from it, and you want better for your life. That is why you're feeling what you're feeling. Okay? So the things I want you to do in order to determine whether or not you should be leaving is to be still and to listen. You pray, you be still and listen. Know your trauma. That comes under knowing yourself. Know what your trauma sounds like. And feel what your body is telling you. If your body is telling you you're not safe, then you're not safe. Okay? It's not, God doesn't make stuff that hard, guys. We make it hard because we're looking at it through the lens of pain and hurt, damage. That's why it's called damage while dating. A lot of us are out here dating and we're so damaged, and all we're doing is spreading more damage in the dating community instead of helping to heal, instead of being a healed and whole person, dating another healed and whole person. We're looking to people to heal us, and that's not the way it works. People can only bring temporary healing, which is not real healing, because as soon as that person, as you see the flaws in that person, then you're ready to, jump ship, so you don't look to another person to heal you. Only God can heal you, truly heal you from the core. Only God can do that. Only your relationship with God, because that when your relationship with God aligns you to who your divine self is. Who are you? Who is your divine self? What identity is that? Do you know who that is? Do you know how God created you, wired you, what your purpose what your purpose is here on earth as you're traveling through? You want to do that. That's what you want to align to. And then if someone else is aligning to their purpose and you two meet, then it's purposeful together. Instead of you being the one who's self-aware and doing all your work, and, you settling for someone who's just a man or just a woman, not doing any self-awareness work, not working on their destiny, not working on their purpose, not doing anything but pretty much surviving. You don't want to be with somebody who's in survival mode, because they can't elevate you. They can't come with you as you go up. You don't want to be the only one going up in your relationship. You want the person that's with you to be of a like mind and doing the same things. They don't necessarily have to be on your exact journey, but they have their own path, and they're figuring out their purpose. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing their work. They're wanting to be healed and whole, so they can be the best person for you. And notice I didn't say perfect. I just said the best. The best person that they could be. We all should be striving. That should be our goal daily, is to be the best person that we can be every day. And every day we make small steps toward that. We either make small steps or giant steps. Either way, you want to be with someone who's like-minded. But in order for you to even know what's good for you, you have to go away and be by yourself for a little while. It's okay to be by yourself, guys. It is really okay. You'll learn so much about yourself. It doesn't have to be a long time, but it has to be enough time for you to know who you are. Who is your divine self? What's your divine identity? Because once you know that, everything else will fall into place. Your love life, your money, your love life, your health, all those things will start to fall into place when you know who you are and you look at yourself with healed and whole eyes, loving yourself so you can fully love somebody else. So that's all I got for you today, guys. And I want you to go in my bio and click on the link and download your ebook, Bag 'em and Tag 'em, 5 ways to make him your ex. And yes, I said him because my main audience is usually women, but the book will work for a man or a woman. It's just that my main audience are women. My clients are women, mainly. So download your book. If you know a friend that's going through this, that needs to make that decision on whether or not to leave a toxic person, well, it shouldn't be a not in that. They should just leave. But if they need help, then please download the book for them and give it to them as a gift. It's complimentary. All I get in return is your email so I can, keep in contact with you, okay? So join my email list because my newsletter is fire. I didn't say fire, I said fire. So you want to get on that email list. Not to mention when you're on the email list, you get I believe it's a 10% discount off of any new product, and you're the first person that gets to see the products. I unveil them to my email list before I do the general public. So that's all I got for you tonight. And I really hope and pray that whoever is watching on replay, that it really helps you to make the tough choices that you have to make. And remember, all things are possible with God. I love you. I'm here for you. I will see you next Wednesday for more Damage While Dating. I love you guys. Bye.